Welcome in, everybody. It's Dr. Jennifer Hills here.
Hello, I'm Krystal.
And we are having a mathematical convo with you on coordinates and graphing linear functions. So, Krystal, why are coordinates important? I mean, how do I use coordinates in everyday life?
Directions.
Directions. It tells you where you are going and how you're getting there, right?
Yeah.
So we are going to make sure you are comfortable with coordinates because they're going to come up in your test, and not just on the math exam. They are also going to come up in social studies. So let's hop over to our iPad here so that we can get a better understanding on coordinate grids. Switching over to my lovely iPads, and I have scribbled coordinates here. So when it comes to coordinates, we normally have how many in our coordinate plane? Two. We have what's called our X and our Y.
X always comes before Y in the coordinate.
X always comes before Y in the coordinates. And one thing that I like to show is how our X and Y works. Our X is going to be our horizontal line. It shows you how far left and right to travel. Our Y, and I like to draw it like this, is going to be our vertical line. It shows you how far north and south to travel. So if I had a coordinate where the first number was, give me a number, Krystal. 3. What's my second number? 8. My X is going to equal 3. My Y is going to equal 8. If I am going to the positive side using positive numbers, I'm going to travel to the right. And I want you to keep in mind that this, let's make sure we understand, is 0 right here. If I am traveling in the negative, then I am going to go towards the left after 0 for negative numbers. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if I'm on my Y, anything above 0 is going to be positive. What do you think is going to happen when we go below 0?
Negative.
This is where we find our negative numbers. So let's make this make sense with our coordinate being 3 and 8. Are they always in parentheses?
Yes, this is how you know what a coordinate is. Inside of parentheses, 2 numbers separated with a comma.
2 numbers separated with a comma.
Let me just say this. If it's not parentheses, I say it's a bracket, and there are 2 numbers separated with a comma, that's actually a set. That it's not a coordinate.
Okay. So coordinates have to be in these parentheses, not necessarily the brackets.
Right.
All right. Hopefully that makes sense to you. So let's graph this coordinate. Since it's positive, well, let's do it this way. I'm going to draw a coordinate plane here. Might not be the straightest coordinate plane. And remember, 0 is in the middle where X and Y meets. Really, right here. That's where I should have drawn it. I'm going to put my 0 here. So we're going to have some ticks. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 here. On the other side, what do you think we have?
-1, -2, -3, -4.
It goes into the negatives. This can also help you with adding and subtracting integers. So let's do our Y.
1, 2, 4, 6, 8 for Y.
2, 4, 6, 8 for Y?
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. So we have 2, 4, 6. I need to make it a little longer so I can get 8 in there. And then underneath, we'll do the same thing, but it will be the opposite. -2, -4, -6, -8. Now let's graph this coordinate. Our first coordinate, our X, is 3. So we're going to go over to the right 3 times. 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to put my dot here because I have not landed yet. A lot of times we want to put our dot on the first number. That's not how it goes. We'll stop at 3, but then we need to go up to 8. Boom. My dot goes here at 3 and 8. Does that make sense, Krystal?
Yes. May
Okay.
you put your dot, may you label it.
When she says label, what she's saying is put the coordinates to show that I am at 3 and 8, which is in our first quadrant. Our second quadrant is here. And let's look at our first and second quadrant and look at the differences. Your first quadrant, because you're on the right side and you're on the north side, you're going to have positive numbers in both of your coordinates. If I'm in the second quadrant, my x is going to be negative and my y is going to be positive. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Make sure I'm making sense up in here. Quadrant 3, it's here at the bottom. Quadrant 3 is going to have two negative numbers. You're going to have a negative x and a negative y. And then quadrant 4, you will have one negative, one positive. Your positive is going to be your x. Your negative is going to be your y. So let's do a quick pop quiz. Krystal, I'm going to give you a coordinate. Tell me if it's in quadrant 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Okay. Quadrant 2.
That is correct. It would be -6 here. Here we have our -5, -6, and then we would go up to 3, which is about here. No, that probably drove you crazy with me drawing that dot like that. 6 and 3 right here. Now let me erase my line. Sometimes people need those guidelines to make sure they're in the right spot. So hopefully this helps you to understand quadrants, helps you to understand coordinates, because we're going to need this knowledge as we graph linear equations. But before we go into linear equations, can we hop onto IXL and do some coordinate practice?
Sure.
All right. So we're going to hop on to IXL. And let's get to some practices here. This is graphing a linear equation, but we need to look at coordinates review. So I'm just going to type in coordinates into IXL. And like as I said before, it might show up in social studies. It could show up even in language arts. So let's see if we can find one that will give us a good review on how to graph coordinates. Try this one, Krystal. Let me know what you think.
Okay.
Might be too easy, but this is a great place to start.
Yes, because on the test, it's going to ask you to graph a point, and you're going to have to graph it and know how to graph it. So this is very important for the GED exam, as well as TSI, SAT, ACT, GRE, elemental P.
Elemental P. All right, go ahead and show us, read the prompt to us, and then show us how to graph it.
It says graph the point 6, 7 on the coordinate plane. 6 is my x, so I'm going to go all the way over to 6, and y is 7. So I'm at 6 and 7. I click there, make my dot there. As we can see, x is 6, y is 7. When we meet there. Hit submit.
You got it.
You got it. Oh, it's my birthday, 10-10.
Okay, you do it.
Okay, I'll do that one. So I'm going to go, my
X is 10, go over to 10, but I'm not going to click here because I'm not done yet. To me, I'm like, let me go down 10 streets and up 10 blocks. You get to the street, but you still got to go up the block. So I'm going up 10 blocks, and that is 10 and 10. Keep it up. All right, let's jump to a higher level. You ready to jump?
Jump.
Okay, jump. Jump again. Jump, jump. Jump again. Okay, try this one.
Okay, graph the points 10 and 8 and 6.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, that's a little scary. Is IXL watching or what?
Yeah, they are. So I'm at 10. I go up 8.
Okay, 10 and 8.
I go 6 right here.
6.
X is 6. Y is 6. I'm here.
This would be really good for slope, but
Oh.
I'm not going to go there right now.
We can
Not going to go there.
we can make sure you have the video because we've already recorded slope. So we can make sure that you guys see the video. We'll put it in the description.
All right. So let's hit submit.
Submit.
Well done. Well done.
Write down this code AST so that you can practice on IXL. I'm trying to see if we can get one where it's like across.
It can't get no harder than that.
But you know how we have negatives. Just making sure we can graph negatives. So real quick, let me hop up to, we're on the 5th level. Let's go to the 6th level. Surely at the 6th level, we can see it here where we have a quadrant and it's 4 quadrants.
Cool. So it says graph the point -9, 8 on the coordinate plane. So my x is -9. As I can see, it's going higher here. So my -9 is going to be here. And then 8, I go up 8. So I'm going to click that. Perfecto, perfecto, perfecto.
Let me tackle this one. Let's see. What if we took it up a notch? How much? Oh,
Lord. Okay, now you want it. Come on.
Okay. So graph the points. 2, -2. So my x is positive, but my y is negative. Here is positive x, negative y. Positive 2, -2. That's 1 point. Then I have positive 6 to -6. So again, this is going to be in the 4th quadrant with a positive x and a negative y, 6 and 6. Nice little line going there. Last, we have 5 and 10. Another one in
-10.
Whoa, my bad. 5 and -10, which is another one in the 4th quadrant. So I'm going over 5 and down 10. This was not necessarily on the line. Looks like a Big Dipper type of thing happening here. But let's submit and see if I am correct. I am. So once you conquer that, graphing
VHQ.
VHQ, you should be ready to graph linear equations.
Yes.
So Krystal, I'm going to take you to DC2, which to me is level 1 of graphing linear equations. And can you walk us through how to graph linear equations here?
Yes. So on your test, they're going to give you a chart and ask you either to fill in the chart or fill in the chart and graph. What I want you to see is on this graph here, it says x is, first it says y equals 2x. Y equals 2 times a number, and then they give us our x's. So for the first one, x equals 0. What does y equal? Well, 2 times 0 is 0. Therefore, y equals 0. Then we're going to put this one in. X is 2. Go back to our equation. 2 times 2, because x is 2, is 4.
So we're basically plugging our x's into where the x is.
Yes. Yes. So the next one, x is 3. 2 times 3, 6. X is 4 for this one. 2 times 4 is 8. Therefore, y equals 8. And then this one, 5 is x. 2 times x. 2 times 5 is 10. Please know 2x means 2 times x. So then it says, after completing the graph, after completing the table, then graph the function. Select points on the graph. So I'm going to do, I think you just have to do 2. So I'm going to do 0, 0 here. And then 3 and 6. So let's go. X is 3. Y is 6.
And I'm just writing, you only need to graph 2 points when you're doing this. So Krystal has graphed her 2 points on the graph, and now we're going to see if she is correct.
Cross my fingers.
Excellent. All right. Awesome. Awesome. Let's try it again. So this one says y equals x plus 2. I know a lot of my students will try to do the same thing where they want to multiply this x times 2.
No.
But this is telling you a totally different function. In order to find out what y is, you have to take x and add 2 to it. It's almost like that lesson in simplifying.
Right.
Make sure you read the expression correctly. So Krystal, go ahead and walk us through this one.
So when x is 0, 0 plus 2 is 2. Y is 2. When x is 4, 4 plus 2 is 6. Y is 6. When x is 5, 5 plus 2 is 7. Y is 7. When x is 7, 7 plus 2 is 9. Y is 9.
Now we need to just graph 2 of these points. What does that mean, graph 2 of these points?
They want you to select 2 of the points
Because
from
these
here.
are coordinates.
Right.
So this is the same as saying 0 and 2.
4, and 6.
And 6. So they want you to graph those coordinates.
So because my x is 0, I don't have to come off.
Don't have to move it
stay
on.
right here. I go to 2. I hit that. And then my next one is 4 and 6. I go over 4. And then I go up 6.
You've been going in order. What if I wanted to start from the bottom?
Okay.
What if I wanted to do 7, 9 first?
Okay.
Can I do that?
7, 9. I'm going to do 7, 9 there. And then 5 and 7.
Oh, it's still on the line. Same line.
Still on the line.
Cool.
Still on the line. You see that?
I do.
Still on the line.
Still on the line.
Hit submit. Keep it up, baby.
All right. Now, hopefully I can get one of those where people are like, oh my gosh, I can't. Ooh, this one right here.
Yeah.
This one would throw people off.
Yeah. But the thing is, they tell you what it is.
That's why it throws you off, because you're wanting to do something to it.
And you know, sometimes it's like that in life, right?
Mm-hmm.
They say, here's $100. All you have to do is open the package. Is something more to it? No, just open it.
It sounds too easy.
It's too easy. Just open the package. Y equals 9. 9. 9. 9.
That's it.
That's it.
It tells you what y equals.
And now I need to graph it. -4.
+9.
+9.
That's one.
-3.
+9.
It's going to be a straight line.
Straight horizontal line.
Horizontal line.
Because the y does not move up or down.
No.
It stays at 9.
Yes. So let's cross our fingers and hope that what we've told the people is true. Fantastico!
This is one of the ones I was hoping to get.
Oh. Okay, so watch this. When you have, well, they already gave us our x, but you know how sometimes on the test, it'll say, which of the following graphs is equal to -4/5x - 1? Always choose a number for your x that's your denominator or a multiple of your denominator.
So I could choose 5 if I want to.
Yeah, because it's going to be smooth.
I tell people don't run from fractions when it comes to this one, because all we have to do is -4/5. And in order to change a whole number into a fraction, you just put it over 1. So if I want to change -5 into a fraction, I'm going to take -5 and put it over 1. Now, all I have to do is multiply my fractions by multiplying my numerators together and my denominators together. -4 times -5 is going to get us a +20, because 2 negatives equals a positive. 5 times 1 is going to get us 5. What is 20 divided by 5?
4.
That equals 4. But don't forget this last part here, -1. What is 4 minus 1? 3. And there we have our answer. Let's try it again. It's simple with a 0, because anything times 0 equals
0.
what? Equals 0. So -4.5 times 0.
-4.5.
I'm sorry, -4/5 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 1 equals,
-1.
don't you say 0, it is -1.
Okay.
Okay, let's try it again with a positive 5.
I believe that's going to be -3.
Okay, Krystal has said it, -3. So we put 5 over 1. That's going to give us -20 over 5, which is going to give us a -4 minus
Oh, no, it's going to
1
be -5.
equals -5. So don't guess. Do the
Don't
work.
guess. Do the work.
Do the work.
Do the work. Do the line.
And you should be okay. All right, let's try this last one.
Okay.
Here we go. -4 over 5 times what? How do we put 10 into a fraction?
10 over 1.
You are correct. Multiply across. So see, we're teaching fractions and stuff here as well. You're getting a lot in this one little combo. -40 over 5. 40 divided by -40 divided by 5 is
-8.
-8 minus 1,
-9.
-9. That goes in that last box. And now all we have to do is graph it.
So we're going to do 10, -9. So let's do 10.
Positive 10.
Over to positive 10. Go down to -9.
That's 1.
And then let's go over positive 5. Go down to -5. Positive 5, -5. You got to be very careful. You don't want to choose the wrong thing. Positive 5 is here in between 4 and 6. Go down to -5 in between -4 and -6. And let's see if we got it. Think we got it, Jen?
We got it.
Fantastical!
And here is another fraction. Luckily, it's positive, but oh Lord, they threw some negatives in here for you to practice. We are going to move
DC2. DC2.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. Write that down, peeps.
You need this for your exam. TSI, GED,
GRE.
GRE. You need this for your exam. SAT as well. I was doing this with some seniors the other day that's taking their SAT exams.
Now with DC2, it has X and Y, right? But when we get to JFG, look at the difference. Can you tell us why does it have this FX?
You get to a function.
Oh.
But f at x is equivalent or synonymous to y.
Oh, so this is the same thing.
Same as y.
As saying we're at a y.
Yes. So what is your y?
What is your y? Okay.
It's like saying ham and cheese sandwich, or you say jamón y queso.
Oh.
You know how it sounds more
fancy.
Elegante.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's
so
all
this is
that
just
is.
the elegante way of saying y.
Yes.
So this is basically saying the function or y equals x plus 4. Right. And we do it the same way.
Same way.
So I challenge you. We don't have to show you how to do this one, but I challenge you to go to JFG and complete the function and the graph. Cool. Well, that has been our conversation for the day. We hope that you have learned something that will help you pass any exam you're taking, and we will see you at the next combo. Remember, keep moving math.
Keep moving math.
Keep moving math.
I thought you got to be like, and remember, stay thirsty, my friends.
Keep moving math. Take care, everybody.